As mothers, we know how incredibly reassuring it is to know that the IWK Health Centre is close by in the event that our children need it. The IWK Health Centre means a lot to me personally. Both my girls were treated at the IWK from an early age. Thankfully, nothing serious, but it is a huge comfort knowing that the Children's Hospital is just an hour away, and also that they have a top-notch team of professionals who are willing and certainly more than able to care for their needs.
We relocated our family from Southern Alberta about 5 years ago, and one of the biggest factors for us in deciding whether or not to move here was because one of our children was being seen by the specialist at the Calgary Children's Hospital. And so it was important to me to know that we could get the same care where we were moving. We were happy to find out that only an hour from the Valley was the IWK Health Centre, and that they had a team of specialists that was ready to take us on as well. So over the last number of years, we've seen the specialists at the IWK. We recently went through surgery with them, and it was an amazing experience. They took such good care of us and our kids, and they have such knowledgeable staff that kind of walk you through the whole process. So I am extremely grateful for the fact that we have a children's hospital like that close by, and if we need them again in the future, they're there, so that's awesome.
Over the last 2 years, many of us have journeyed with a local family who found out that their daughter was diagnosed with cancer, and in the blink of an eye, their whole world changed.
Well, Soren was diagnosed with T-cell lymphoma, non-Hodgkin's, July of 2017. So she had developed a lump in her throat or on the side of her neck, and so finally we had a really good emerge doctor that didn't give up and actually called us camping to come back for one more test because he just wasn't sitting right with him. And so when they did the test, they saw the mass in her chest, which we couldn't see without an x-ray. And so then they're like, oh, it's not anything little. We needed to go up right away by ambulance. We didn't have time to come home and get our things. They rushed us right up in an ambulance. So we were in Emerge at IWK when they finally gave us the news, which was really hard and a shock, and just did not expect that. And it was very tender for us because 2 years prior, we had lost our niece, who was just turned 3, to leukemia. So that was still very fresh. Kids knew what that entailed. And we knew that they fought for 2 years in the Toronto hospital before she passed away. So once they finally were able to tell us exactly what type of cancer she had, it was a very aggressive cancer, but one of the highest success rates. So we were happy to hear that. There was no messing around with the doctors. They had, as soon as they found out exactly what kind she had, the plan was in place. They told us the whole plan, what was going to happen, exactly what she needed, what we had to do, and it started right away. So they've kept us informed the whole time. They helped us understand. We have family care coordinator that works personally with each of our families that takes care of us. So they're kind of the mediator between the doctors and us. So if we don't understand anything, if we need more information, anything we need, we go through our family care coordinator, who are lifesavers. Because when you experience trauma like that and stress, I know for me personally, my memory took a hit. It was like I couldn't retain anything anymore. You have so many medications, you have so many appointments, you have so many things that you need to prep. And helping her, she didn't know how to take pills. She didn't know how to do all of that. And she typically, her type of cancer, for girls it's 2 years treatment, for boys it's 3 years, because the cancer likes to hide in certain spots in boys, and so they have to treat them longer. But with her, it's taken longer. They've never had, usually kids have a pattern that they follow. Soren is a wild card, and they can't predict her ever for recovery. So she's taken longer to recover each time. So if it wasn't for John's mom, family support, and friends from our church and stuff like that helping out, I really don't know what we would have done.
One of the things too is very difficult too during that time is Andrea's grandmother was also ill. So we had someone ill at home, someone ill in the city, so being spread, you know, over 100 kilometers away, that posed a real challenge. So having family support and friends in the community, being able to help do that, it helped take the stress off.
I don't think we saw each other for at least basically a year, because one of us was in the hospital, one of us was back here. It was months before we had a day together or anything like that.
When Soren would get fevers, like when neutropenia would kick in, it made it difficult during the treatment because she'd be home, then she'd get sick, then we would, there'd be weeks on end where we'd be back in the hospital, so that made it a challenge.
And that's not predictable. That's when her counts go down and she gets a fever. It's not oh, okay, we'll make a plan. It's drop what you're doing and rush her to the hospital. She has to go in, and then we're in for a couple weeks at a time. The clown, Buddington, which she loved, he made her laugh so much. He just left, unfortunately, but that was one of the highlights for her. We've got some video of them, and she just couldn't wait to show her brothers the videos and stuff like that. But definitely the playroom was huge. One of her favorite things to play with was a Playmobil. She loves Playmobil. Awesome. Yeah, and so she would always pick the Playmobil hospital in the playroom, and it had all the little features of everything that she had to go through and all the little things she loved to play with that. Well, just her birthday just passed, and so she asked for the hospital, so we got her, and so she loves that, and she talks about that, and she's like, oh, I used to play with this in the hospital. So for her, I think she was 5 when she was diagnosed, so she really doesn't remember much except treatments and hospital, but she loves her nurses. She said to me just the other day, because she knows her treatment's going to come to an end, she's like, Mom, I want to be at the hospital because I miss my nurses, because they treat her, they're always happy, they're always positive, they're always cuddly, they're always give her whatever she needs at that time. They had special rewards if she did something hard. They had bravery beads and different things like that that were incentive for her. They had support because she didn't know how to take pills. They had somebody there that would teach us how to teach her and practice that, so that she would be able to do that, to be able to take her medication, because it's not really an option if they don't feel like doing that. So you have to make it successful. If it wasn't for community support, I seriously don't know what we would have done. It would have been a mess. They'll keep an eye on her for the rest of her life. They have to test her, so it'll eventually move further and further away, but they'll be doing monthly and checkups and stuff like that, because we have a 2-year window after treatment that they said the cancer can come back. So if it doesn't come back within the 2 years, they said it won't come back. We were really lucky to only be an hour away from a hospital. I can't imagine what if we had to go to Toronto if we didn't have our hospital here. To be able to have that trust in those doctors, that they knew what they were doing, that I could trust them with my little girl. But the IWK was so good for that. I couldn't ask for anything better for them.
The IWK Health Centre plays a vital role in helping many Valley families, And it's for this reason that we are excited to announce that we are partnering with the IWK Foundation, and a portion of the proceeds from all of our sales from our team will go towards the foundation.
Heading into the Christmas season, we're really excited to launch a campaign called Home for the Holidays. So a portion of the proceeds from every sale that takes place between October and the end of December is going to go towards the IWK Foundation in an effort to help bring kids home for Christmas. So we're really excited to run this campaign, and we will be donating at Christmas time and then the whole year through as well.
Thank you so much to all our clients who are working with our team. You are helping to fund the IWK Foundation.
And the incredible work that they do for Valley families in need.